Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England Clear Lake Guide Service with this week's fishing report for week ending 12/13/2020. We were on the lake today, first day back after being gone for 4 or 5 days. I heard the bite was a little bit tougher while I was gone, and it reflected that today. So let me real quickly jump over the conditions and whatnot. I found water temperature mid-afternoon of 52 to 53 degrees. Just short of 53 degrees, to be honest. We'll call it 52.8. Started out this morning about 48, 49, so the water is definitely warming up, but it's still cold enough in the mornings that it's cooling off overnight. So still good water temperature for this time of year. And as you can see behind me, it's another clear sunny day on Clear Lake. So when you're out here, it does not feel like it is February. So people are having a hard time remembering it's still the tail end of winter, and the fish are acting that way. Water clarity, the best I saw today, and granted I fished a limited area, was about 3 feet. If you went over by Rodman, little mud coming in there, it was probably a foot and a half visibility. The rest of the area that I was in, that was the best I saw, was about 3 to 3.5 feet of visibility. So water level pretty much holding steady. I think it's, last time I looked at it, it was 4.5 or 4.6, something like that. There's nothing coming in of any reality. I mean, the creeks are running a little bit, but not enough to really make a dent in anything. So those are your conditions. The upcoming weekend, as far as I know, there's nothing going on except a holiday weekend, so it might be busy. So we'll switch gears. I want to talk a little bit about the tournament that was here last weekend, the Wild West Bass Tournament teams. I think it was 160 some odd boats or something along that line, and it's a real mixed result. You know, I hate looking at those 7 fish limits because it just skews the numbers, and you see somebody won with 33 pounds, and I'm thinking, wow, somebody got on a good bag of 6-pound fish. And it wasn't the case. Not that there weren't that many fish caught. The thing I look at when I look at tournament results is, first of all, the depth of the field. Did everybody catch fish? Nope, they didn't. There was about 15 or so teams that either chose not to weigh in or didn't have anything to weigh in, and then there was probably another 15 teams that only had 1 or 2 fish. So you're looking at 30 teams that couldn't put it together. I consider that, a reflection on the fishing, and the bite was a little bit tougher. I think the flip side of that, I was really happy. I counted through there, and I think there was 25 or 26 fish that were 5 pounds plus, including some 8s. I think there was a couple of 8-pounders that were big fish, probably first and second big fish. So that was good to see. No 9s, no 10s, but I'll tell you what, winter fishing here and that many boats, that's a tough recipe, because the best thing that you could do is, if you found a spot you could catch fish, just camp on it. And if you were camping on it, then no one else was fishing it, which meant it was hard for people who know the lake really well, wanted to run around. So, and I don't know, I don't get into it other than just looking at the statistics. I don't care, who caught fish or how they caught them. That part isn't a big deal to me. I just want to see the overall depth of the field, how many fish were weighed in and what size they were, the average quality. And it's pretty much like it's been fishing. If you have a good day out here, you're going to average 4-pound fish. So if you can get one good bite in the mix, you're well over the 20-pound limit. That's, as far as I know, that was the only event last weekend, and I don't know of anything coming up this weekend. I think the 2 or 3 weekends think it's the 22nd is the first crappie tournament. You can call the local bait shops up here and they'll clue you in and kind of you can get information as to when, where, what, how, and all that. So our fishing, we did fish today. It wasn't as good a bite as it was last week. We still managed to put 15 fish in the boat in a 6-hour trip, 2 guys. We had one fish that was probably 4 pounds. It was really close to it. Another one that was 3.5. Just a bunch of good solid keepers. It wasn't easy, and the fish weren't super aggressive. But compared to some people talking about, coming out here and only catching 1 fish or no fish or 2 fish, something like that, I felt as good as I could feel about the results. So we caught all of our fish on plastics. It's a tough, when it's a tough bite, I've said for years, when it's tough, when the water's cool, conditions are tough, pick up plastics and you'll catch fish. And we did. We had to work at it pretty hard, but we got them. So not a whole lot else to report. The lake looks good. I think because of the weather, people need to understand that it's still winter. Even though that water temperature in some places says it's 52 or 53 degrees, it's still winter time, and these fish are acting like it. They're not really up shallow, but they're kind of edging that way. So as long as the rest of this winter is mild, and as long as things keep going the way they are, no major storms in the way, the wind events kind of goof things up, but other than that, everything seems to be going in the right direction. So it looks like we're leading towards a good spring. There's still some good fishing left. Like I said, we had a pretty decent day considering what I've been hearing. So only one day out before this report was done, so I can't tell you any report as far as crappie or anything like that, because I didn't get around and I didn't see anybody fishing for them. So when there's people fishing for them, then obviously there's a crappie bite going on. I didn't see it. So I think that's it for today. It's going to be a short one. Hope to see you folks in the near future up here. Got a busy spring ahead of us. Still got some room this month, and still got a lot of room in March. So it should be fun times. Check in with me, get in touch with me, and we'll do our best to get you on the water and make sure that you have a good time. Ross England Clear Lake Guide Service, 707-349-1427. Thank you all.